before, but let me tell you something. You're different.
Mm.
That could be the difference to making success or not. One person saying that to you. Or it could be the difference of not doing it. I'm thinking, no, I can't do it because someone said to you, no, you can't do it. There's so many times I believe I've heard people have conversations and say good ideas, and I'm looking thinking, do you know what, that is a good idea. Someone's looked up and said to them, nah, I don't think that'll work, and I never ever did do it.
Is there one piece of advice that you remember from anyone in your family, just that one thing that stuck that made you have that belief that I can do this?
Is there anything that got said to me that made me believe that I can do this? To be honest, seeing me dad do it give me a lot of motivation. And on top of that, even when I was a kid, as far back as I can remember our daddy's boys, this, that, the other, and it never really got under my skin, and it never bothered me. However, at the same time, I still did kind of want to prove them wrong, because when people are saying that, and it's not true, it doesn't get under your skin. If someone said it and it was true, I'm sure it would offend me a lot more than it does. So probably I've pushed a lot more, maybe for that reason.
Yeah.
And also, like I say, seeing me dad do it, my dad's done extremely well. And what are we here for? This life's a test. We enjoy earning money. It's the family that I got brought into, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
I got told a piece of advice, like, I invest a little bit in property as well. And it's like, hey, I think I should buy this. And somebody else goes, hey, look, stop, take a step back. Why is that person selling this? Where are they going? Where are they buying? And for example, I was told a little while ago, you don't want to be buying commercial property. It's like, why not? And they go, well, shops are closing, everything's going online. These are going to be empty soon and stuff. So I'm always looking at people ahead of me. And so, like, if I'm a millionaire, you're a multi-millionaire, and your dad's a billionaire, I'm looking at you guys, and I've already seen your dad leave the UK. And that tells me, should I still be in the UK? Should I be living here? Has this got enough opportunities? What's keeping me here? The weather? More taxes? Like, is there another place that I could be looking at? And, recently Dubai's come to mind for me. But I've heard your dad's gone to Monaco. Where do you see yourself in the next decade or 2 decades?
I really like Dubai, and the reason I like Dubai is because they're entrepreneurial backing. They're pushing entrepreneurs. You want to go and set up a business, they'll help you. You want to buy a property, they'll help you. The answer is never usually no. It's always yeah. We will help. And that's what I love about the country. It's run by entrepreneurs.
I heard that the king runs his country like a business.
And how successful is it? How great is it actually doing? Like, it's
booming.
There is no words I could possibly put to exaggerate. If we was on this podcast 20 years ago and someone mentioned that there was a city being built, you couldn't even imagine it to be as good as Dubai. And that's what happens when businessmen and entrepreneurs run countries. Religious businessmen and entrepreneurs. Very clever men.
Yes. Talk to me a little bit about, because I've been in property over 20 years, but I've never even considered or looked at a mobile home park. Tell me how these things work, because all I know about it is a piece of land that you lease and put a mobile home on there. Is that as easy as it is?
No. So a mobile home. So there's different kinds. So you've got Gypsy and Traveller mobile home parks. You've got holiday mobile home parks, and you've got residential mobile home parks. I own 2 semi-retired and fully retired residential mobile home parks, so they can live there all year round, 365 days of the year. They buy the home off of me, put it on my site. They own everything above the ground. We own everything below the ground. So the base is our responsibility. They have their garden and all that sort of stuff, but the base is our responsibility. We put the mobile home on there. Every month I have to pay us ground rent and service fees, and they own that home and that plot of land until they're ready to sell it.
Right. Okay. So how much do they have to pay you, like, in ground rent?
Well, it depends on the size of the it depends on the size of the unit. It depends where they are in the country, but it can vary from £200 to £500 a month.
Okay, and that's where you're collecting it from every
Mhm.
single plot
Every
of,
resident, yeah.
and so ultimately you're buying a piece of land.
Yes.
So that's what you're investing in. So how does like planning permissions and regulation come into it in terms of, hey, you're not allowed to build on this land, or if it's green belt or any of them sort of things that, like, if somebody is thinking, or maybe I'm gonna buy one of these, what do they need to look out for?
Well, first of all, to get planning permission for a mobile home park is the same as planning for any piece of property in the UK. I'm pretty sure if you can get planning permission for it, you can put it up and build it. The easiest way to do it is already buy one with planning permission, I would suggest.
Mhm.
But yeah, you just have to apply for planning. Listen, greenbelt's greenbelt. You still got to apply to. You've still got to apply to get planning to even to put it up. It's the same as a house. You're not going to get. But again, depending where it is, because listen, some places you'd get planning permission to build a house, but wouldn't get planning permission to build a mobile home park. You'd get some places planning permission to build a mobile home park, but you wouldn't get planning permission to build a house. No, but it's pretty much the same.
So what are some red flags? If I'm thinking, right, I see a piece of land up for sale there, I'll put some homes on it. But what sort of what should I
Well,
be thinking?
you're taking a complete chance. You're just this, it's taking a complete chance. You can have people come round and tell you, like surveyors tell you, yeah, it's possible. You might get planning, yeah, it's very likely. There's one down the road that just got passed the other day. However, nothing solid. So you buy the piece of land and then could quite possibly you not turn it into a mobile home park. But if you didn't, then obviously you try and build a house on it or try and make use of your land somehow because you don't just want it for horse grazing.
So what stops you from building upwards then, and building a block instead of having this mobile park on it?
I haven't got a clue. I couldn't tell you what stops building up. To be honest with you, I have seen.
Because when you make more money if you built block of flats.
They've got to be. It's why it's called a mobile home. They
Mhm.
have to be on wheels.
Right.
So underneath that brick skirting,
Yeah.
is wheels and a chassis.
Okay.
Mm.
So, and when you say you own a mobile home park, what does
Mhm.
that mean? Does that mean you've got 20 on this site?
It could
Or
be 10,
one?
it could be 20, it could be 15, it could be 50. On mine, I've got 45 and 20. So I've got one that owns, it's got 20 units, and I've got one that's got 45.
So you got one near Essex, right?
I've got one in
Basildon, and then you got one near Dunstable, is it?
in Dunstable.
Yeah. How do they differ?
Well, one's twice the size for a start. Pretty much they're very similar.
Okay. And so outside of this, what else do you do? Because this is all passive, no?
Well, of course it is, and again, it doesn't keep me busy enough like a full-time job. Like, once the rent's paid, and there's a lot of jobs on there that I can't do. I'm not an electrician. I can't fix lights. I can't cut trees down. I can lay tarmac, but I would still rather subcontract someone to do it because I'm not the best. But these are the jobs that are carried out. I can unblock drains again because I had a drainage company when I was 16 years old, but I'd get someone to do it. But these are the sorts of jobs that come up. Or if a chalet needs siting and there's concrete bases that need laying, I can go there and do it. But this is not a full-time job. So in my spare time, I'm always looking for new business ventures. My newest business venture at the moment, I've started a WhatsApp community.
Okay.
Right, which actually started off as a mentoring group that I was going to mentor people that was trying to make a success in their business life. However, it just shot off and ended up being a tight knit community of entrepreneurs like accountants, solicitors, lawyers, from bricklayers to property investors, crypto experts, and it just ended up being the complete place to be, and everybody was literally feeding and buzzing off of one another, using each other's services, and it ended up taking off. So now it's literally a networking group. You come inside the group to network and see if you can find an investor or if you can get help on the property prices or whatever it may be. For example, if you wanted to buy a property in the middle of London today, you will get 5 different opinions on how much they value it, whether it's a good buy, what you'd get R2R in it, or whatever it may be. And this is how it's ended up. You know, if you need a solicitor or you need a lawyer or you need an accountant, there's trusted accountants inside the group, which this has took off and been very, very successful. And I've had to stop taking applications in for anybody to join the group because it's come on so much. And every now and again, I do pull an entrepreneur that's on his way up in there because I need good people in there to make the group successful and to make people talk about it. But that's what I'm working and focusing on at the moment. And on top of that, I buy and sell watches, Rolexes, APs, RMs, Pateks.
So where do you keep these watches?
I have a safety deposit box in Hatton Garden.
Okay.